What's up? So I'm going to be talking about Pluto in the 6th house today. So Pluto in the 6th house. Real quickly, the 6th house represents service and work and like analytical things, practical things, organization skills, nervous energy, and the nervous system itself. And Pluto represents transformation, intensity, magnetism, gravity, mystery, things like this. So when you have Pluto in your 6th house, now this is someone whose career could have a lot to do with investigating and observing things, and calculating things. It's a very intellectual space within your work life. It involves a lot of mental energy, basically, and a lot of intensity. Pluto, I believe, is an area of your chart where there's a lot of gravitational pull and heaviness that you're always going to be reminded of this part of yourself, especially if you feel weak or confused. Pluto can really strengthen you and show you things that you need to see from the other realms. So this is someone that could also be really into like psychism and occult wisdom and like studying that in a really practical sense and applying that to their day-to-day life, because Pluto is it has an element to do with like sorcery and manifestation. It plays certain parts in that part of our consciousness, and the 6th house is like your routine. So I'm feeling like someone with Pluto in the 6th house, like their almost spiritual experience, or their universe creation process is something that is brought to their attention on a day-to-day basis, and they are certainly inclined to do stuff like this. This is someone that would work really, really hard and thrive more in a career where there's kind of a bottomless pit of achievement or accomplishments that you can make, because you'll get really bored or feel stifled if you are in a situation where if you climb to the top, there's no more room to grow. So things that are always changing and evolving and developing and transforming, that are very modern and current, those are going to be fields that are a lot more applicable to you. I mean, that's a wide range of things. Like, it could be from engineering to astrology, like whatever it is that you can continue to study and apply in a practical, grounded manner is something that you'd be really interested in. In terms of your health, you might experience a few moments in your life where you've had a really strong and kind of fear-inducing health scare. It obviously depends on a lot of other things, but the 6th house can represent your health, and I feel like when Pluto is there, it's going to transform who you are through a health situation. It doesn't necessarily have to be yours. It could be someone that's really close to you, but that experience has kind of changed who you are as a person. You are incredibly calculating. Like, your brain works in a very clear and concise way that can kind of like destroy any thoughts that you don't want to be in your head in the first place. Like, where a lot of people have a lot going on and like mental chatter and it's hard for them to clear it out, you would be someone that's really good at just crushing anything in your reality that you don't want to exist on a daily basis and not allowing it to be in your space. And because of this, you could have a very strong health. That's another way to interpret this, just in a general sense. So what else do I want to say here? Perfectionism is going to be something that might be like a shadow side of yours, where you are constantly giving yourself negative self-talk or really harsh criticism because you feel like that's what makes you strong, is that you're really hard on yourself. And like part of that's true, but just be careful, because Pluto sometimes, I believe, can go a little bit too far too fast when it's trying to do some of the work that it's doing. Hopefully when you have Virgo there, you're well, the sixth house, it's a bit better of a gatekeeper, and you should be able to control a lot of your subconscious negativity and urges and impulses, because Pluto in the sixth is going to be someone that wants to be more pure about it and more authentic about their Plutonian experience, and they're not really going to let it fully destroy them. And they're going to keep it at bay to a little bit of a degree. Also, it's not like the strongest place for Pluto to be or anything, because the sixth house kind of puts it in little boxes and polishes it up really nice and shoves it out there to do work. So it keeps Pluto pretty occupied, and it doesn't really let it do too much damage, if that makes any sense. So yeah, a lot of these I've never even thought about before I turn on the camera, and it's very interesting. This one, it's got a pretty cool, unique energy to it. I am gonna stop it there. If you guys have this placement or know anyone with this placement or also want to interpret this placement, go ahead and leave comments. It's kind of like a database for the community of people that's watching this that is creating itself. So that's pretty dope. I'm working on February's forecast. I'm trying to make it simpler. I've heard from a lot of people that it's really complicated and there's a lot of information in there, which I think to a degree is good, but I'm gonna keep making it better every month so that it's more accessible. And if you guys want anything specifically from it, like, let me know, because you guys are my audience and I'm creating this thing and I want to like share it, but I don't know what is it's supposed to be yet necessarily. It's like a baby project. Right now I've got a calendar for like all the aspects and sign shifts that happen every month, if that's something that's helpful, and I have like a little index for it, and then I kind of go over every single event that happens during the month and kind of what might happen. But if you guys are looking for more like educational material and just like a whole 10-page thing about what Mercury is and what it's doing everywhere, like, I can make more literature with my time. You know, I'm trying to make this my work. It might take some years before that actually kicks off, but I have a lot of energy to do this kind of a thing. So anyway, thanks for listening to me ramble for a bit at the end. I might do another request video today. If not, I'm gonna be getting on those in the next few days. So thank you for watching.